Hello everyone, hope you are all well. I got a request on YouTube from Mr. Karthik Sai to share the workflow video of a small animation I did earlier. So here it is. Let me just play it for you.
What have we done? What have we done? What have we done?
If you listen to the audio, you will see there is a certain build up of tension is there.
What have we done? What have we done?
This person has a guilt that he have done something wrong.
What have we done?
So I started this little shot with the Apollo rig that I buy from Gumroad. The link is in the description. I start this shot setting a camera first of a tight close-up shot because this is a very small and I need to show the tension in the character's face. As this camera is so close, that's why I'm keeping the focal length around 70 or 80. If you want, you can go higher, but I don't feel that much of need of that because I'm going to use a blur background with this. That's why I'm keeping it in 70. I'm keeping a raw pose for layout only so that I see that everything is working fine. After the layout is finished, I start with the sculpting with the face, but I'll also work on the body because you might see the face only in this camera, but there is body involved and body language is the thing that show on the face, so you have to work on the body clearly, at least a minimum needed. After a little work in body, I'll jump onto the face. I have not take any reference for this, but I look on a mirror for a facial muscle tension and all for the acting also. I'll start establishing the key poses first, then the extremes, and then the breakdowns. For this animation, I'm doing around 3 keys maximum. One down for the feel of guilt, raising his eyebrow for the surprise look. He will feel the guilt, surprisingly tell, what have we done? Always look at some reference before you're doing this kind of animation. Make sure that eye muscles are working fine. You have to keep working with the muscles. Which muscle is pushing which part of the eyebrow. You can see the chest, neck and head all are moving with sync because everything is connected in our body. You just cannot skip one for another. I'm working on the bigger actions like for the squint and then the surprise. These two. If these two are working, then I can add little stuff layer by layer. This is kind of a layer approach, but not completely. To keep the tension of that audio on his face, it is necessary you work on the eyebrow and eye dart a lot. Animation is all about the feeling, what the character is feeling and how the audience is connecting with that. Keeping the shapes clear. Complicated shapes often destroy the connectivity between character and the audience. That's why it is necessary that you keep everything simple and clear. Now I'm adding the details on the brows and little movements, subtle movements. I'm keeping that in mind. For a squint face, the cheek muscle and the eyebrow, those two muscles will make the eye smaller. It will push the eyes. You have to make sure that everything is connected. Every muscle is connected to each other. One muscle pulls the other and that other muscle will pull the another one. So when you're working on eyebrows, make sure you're also working on the cheek muscles that is pushing up. Now my after the facial stuff is done, eyes and muscles are working fine, I will move on to the lip sync. For this shot, he is mumbling. He is mumbling. The lip are not going to work. Major movement will not happen in the lips. He will do like very small but subtle, but the shapes needs to be clear. Movements are not going to be too much as he is mumbling here. Always, mostly I do lip sync after the animation, because what happens sometime the lip sync destroys the feel of that internal body thought. The character needs to think and act, and his lip sync should not suppress that acting. So that's why first make sure that body is working fine, body is saying what is it needs to be say. After that, work on the lips and the dialogues, whatever it is. But yeah, we say through our body rather than our mouth. Once the lip sync is roughly done, then I'll start polishing and do bits of work here and there. As I said earlier, the eye dot is important in this shot. You have to make sure that eye dot is connecting with what he is thinking. These small shots are very crucial for a whatever it is, whatever production you are working. If it is a movie, it is a short film, it is a TV series, if it is a game, these small shots connect the story. If a small shot is like it's acting or action is out of place, then it will be a sudden pop. From this wireframe, it will be easier to see if everything is moving, every muscle is moving or not, or it is working fine or not. This is a trick I use to do the polish on face. Adding some asymmetry on the face, on the lip. The lip was so even, it was very even. That's why I am adding some asymmetry. Now I'm looking for a background to work with. Some park or cemetery I'm looking at. Sometimes when you are working on a flat background, you see that this animation is smooth, but after you place a background, you'll see that there are some jerks and some off arc are there. Some arcs are not clear. There are some little jerks. These things come in. I need to blur that background. These are not so necessary process. This is just for sharing on YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. It will add something extra. I'm adding a light here. This is all in Viewport 2.0. But the lights were not working because on Playblast it was not coming. There was a problem actually for my graphics card. That's the problem. Anyway, this is the final output.